And welcome back. This is your man Warrior, and one day, 24 hours of Bastila Fallen, and I've got a lot to say about Bastila Fallen. First is there's a lot of people out there that are kind of worried that this is basically a whale nightmare, if you will, because a lot of people who weren't otherwise normal whales whaled for revan, and what they did that for was because they figured, Traya was the meta for 6 to 8 months, Darth Traya was, so revan's going to do the same thing. And so they whaled out, spent $300, $400, $500 getting all these characters geared up, all these Zetas spent, and 6 weeks later they bring out Fallen Bastila, and it looks like from the precursors, the Fallen Bastila is actually a free-to-play character's dream come true because it takes a Sith team that doesn't even require Traya, and it makes it pretty easy to beat a revan team, which is absolute insanity, but that's what they did nonetheless. So the biggest questions from a lot of people is, as a free-to-play or as a Dolphin, what are the teams I need to build to be able to beat these revan teams? So we're going to go over two different team compositions, because there are some people who are free-to-play or Dolphins who have Traya and some that do not. So we're going to show two compositions. I'm going to go against a very well-modded revan team on my leaderboard. It was the only one that I had access to, but I went ahead and fought them. I won very easily twice, so I went back in with the two different teams and recorded myself beating these two teams twice. So I had 4 battles in with 100% success rate, and one team has Traya, the other team does not have Traya. And the basic team composition is going to be Darth Nihilus, Darth Scion, Bastila Fallen, and Thrawn. A free-to-play team with those 4 characters at either free-to-play farmable or viable at low levels, and then you only need either Traya or Emperor Palpatine. Emperor Palpatine's relatively easy to get. His event comes back quite frequently, and most people that play this game for any period of time have him. For anybody who's in-game and has Traya, they get to bring Traya back, put some crit avoidance on her, some defense, some protection, make her real tanky, and they're just never going to be able to kill her. I'll have the arena battles, Traya battle first, and then we'll go into the other battle and we'll talk through them. But I wanted to really quick show my Bastila Shan, kind of where I have her now, because I went and did that testing and realized she's actually really good. I don't have the Omega on her basic. I didn't earlier when testing. I have just it to level 7, so I don't get the extra 4% critical chance and the extra 4% damage for the Sith allies, so she's hitting not as good. Wild Lightning, I Omega'd, and I recommend Omegaing it first, and Fear number 2, or vice versa. But these two specials really need their Omega ability pieces. And then I have her 2 uniques. This unique I don't have, so her recovery of protection I don't have. That will make her more durable. And then her Zeta. Now her Zeta is actually kind of a waste. I really don't recommend you Zeta-ing her right now. It just gives her and the her leader foresight for 1 round. So foresight on 2 characters for a Zeta, I just don't see it. Plus, if they get marked, it'll go right through that foresight and everybody's going to attack that individual anyway. So foresight's kind of wasted on this team. So I wouldn't really rush in on that. But this is the crazy thing about Bastila. 3 stars, she unlocks that. I tried her at gear 8, almost gear 9 earlier, and I have her at gear 10. I'm having no problems with an Emperor Palpatine-led team without Sith, without Darth Traya to beat these teams with revan. So good for free to play, nightmare for whales, because if anybody whaled out and spent a bunch of money 6 weeks ago, this is the absolute worst thing they could possibly do, is release a character. Now, with that said, I'm actually telling people it's not worth it to buy Bastila Shan. She's a marquee character. What that means is you're going to be able to use her at 3 stars, gear 8, gear 9, gear 10, and when she becomes farmable in a few months, you'll be able to farm her free to play. There's actually absolutely no reason to get her to 7 stars to gear 12, or unless, of course, you're going to just max her out anyway. You're a whale and you're going to spend a bunch of money regardless. Otherwise, I actually don't recommend the packs. There's no need. The $9.99 pack for the extra star, maybe. I went ahead and did that because I am a whale, but I'm not going to whale on her, and I think I'll have her gear 11 probably by the end of the week. But I'm also not going to use her in arena either, although she very effectively does. And really, you do want potency, but I did a speed set because it was arena testing and I wanted some speed on her. And I did a health set. Now, I did health set because A, it was what mods I had available, right? And then B, because mine's only 4 stars. So the extra health actually kind of helps. She's not nearly as tanky at 4 stars as she would be at 7 stars. And I only had her, at a lower gear rate as well. I got to get her up to that max gear 11 at the 4 star to get the extra protection and whatnot. So right now we're looking at, a little over 40,000 health and protection, like 46,000 health and protection. Not a ton, but you'll see in the video, she doesn't need that much. Her potency is 60%, but she really doesn't need a ton of potency because the majority of her really good debuffs happen. They automatically happen. They can't be resisted. So there's not even a potency and tenacity check on those. Her ability block on basic, yes. The initial stun landing, yes. But after that, the stun goes through foresight, and then the stun turns automatically without a potency tenacity check into 7 debuffs. Kind of crazy. But a potency set would have been preferable. Of course, I did a speed arrow and I did crit chance. I didn't want to do crit chance. In fact, I would have done a protection triangle if I had one, but I was just using what I had. And then, of course, I did a protection plus and a protection circle, just trying to make her as durable as possible to keep her in line during arena. So that's Basilisk Unfallen. Yes, any free-to-player could grab her, take her into an arena battle, and just absolutely decimate. Let's go watch her with Traya and with Emperor Palpatine leads and see how she does against a very stout Revan team with all the Zetas. Now, as you may notice, I get to go first. Not all of the Revan teams that I went against did I get to go first. The good news is he will always mark and go after Traya, and look at that. That tickled. Like almost no damage whatsoever on Traya, and I've got a lot of protection on her. So we're just going to strip buffs. I fractured Yoda because he's really the damage dealer. And so here we're going to get a stun on, and then as soon as the stun expired, which happened quickly, look at all those debuffs. We're going to go ahead and just keep working away at the team. And again, we're just going to keep smacking their tank. We got to get their tank out of the way, but we want to control their damage dealers in the process. And we're going to go ahead and isolate. And the reason for that is now he won't be able to taunt, and we can start to kind of work on the other characters that are on the team. And Grandmaster Yoda's really a problem, but he'll come back to life. And so what we're trying to do is kind of bide time, keep neutering them by getting rid of their buffs. And we want, Nihilus to be able to kill Jolee. So we're just going to kind of keep working on Yoda and until we get our Nihilus up and running. So now there it is. We're going to kill Jolee. Now we can kill their team, and it's not a big deal. We hit him once. He died. We'll fracture him. He's nearly dead again. I mean, it's really, really fun with the fracture to be able to just kind of put him on timeout. So let's try and get the stun. We missed it. This is probably because my potency isn't the best, and all we got to get now is Revan, and really this team is basically done and over with. So honestly, look at Basilisk Fallen. She hasn't even been hit much, and she only has about 46,000 health and protection. So we're just going to keep working on their team. We're going to go ahead and shock. We got shock that time, so that's good. And that gives stacking offense to her and Traya when that happens. Let's fracture him. Man, fracture is so powerful. Should have actually hit their Bastila with that, but that's okay. We make mistakes when we move fast in arena sometimes, and it's all good. You can see with, a lower level Bastila, it still doesn't matter. So basically all we got to do now is just kill 2, and Basilisk is their highest priority and not really that big of a deal. We got a stun right there, and we're going to go ahead and fracture her because we have, let's go kill him. Let's annihilate him. He's done. And now she's done. So I don't want to do this. This is during an arena battle when they have a payout before me. So I'm going to go ahead and forfeit. All right, now this next battle, same basic principle. You kind of want to neuter their damage dealers. You can do that through Revan or through Yoda. The last battle I did Revan, Yoda, but this time I did Revan just to kind of show that you can, there's more than one way to skin a cat. We're going to go ahead and get rid of all of their buffs. And again, same thing, you're kind of biding your time. Let's stun, and let's try and stun the rest. We got a few more. And you're trying to bide your time until you get Nihilus's Annihilate up. And you really got to isolate General Kenobi or, get a shock on him or something to make sure that you can target Jolee when you want to target Jolee. So we're going to kill Yoda, or at least we're going to try to kill Yoda. We're going to expend that hero here in just a second. So definitely a little bit, they definitely, strike the fear into your characters when they start taking them under that 100% health, because Yoda can one-shot basically anyone. So there we've used his revive. And now he's healed and he's going to have that Annihilate coming up. And we have shock over General Kenobi. So we're looking pretty good. Let's go ahead and fracture him, which kills him. And let's go ahead and get rid of the buffs. And let's get a stun. That was the wrong target to stun. But see, I can make mistakes. It doesn't matter. Jolee's out of there. Now all I got to do is kill Grandmaster Yoda. And this is, I don't even have Traya, which is why Nihilus is so squishy in this particular battle in comparison. But she has foresight, but it doesn't really matter because she's stunned. So we just got to keep smacking her while she's stunned. Let's go ahead and fracture him, keep him out of commission. We'll move back and try and destroy Bastila Shan. And yeah, she's looking pretty bad. And yeah, this is all she wrote. 2 minutes is actually faster than the Revan versus Revan. And I'm going to go ahead and stop there because again, they're on their payouts, and I don't want to knock them out before their payout. Oh my gosh! So what do you guys think? Pretty crazy, right? So if you're a whale, you're probably pretty not happy about this whole situation happening. But for free to play, this is a free to play dream come true. You can get her in the event free, completely free. Gear her up from 3 stars to gear 10, gear 11 over the next couple of weeks, and you can throw her in with Emperor Palpatine, a 3-star or 4-star Scion and Nihilus at gear 10s, and you can even throw in a Thrawn at 5-star gear 10. And this team is amazing. And if you're not competing in the top 50 and you're outside the top 50 and the top 100, top 200, this is going to be definitely, absolutely the meta, because she against JTR teams, CLS teams, other teams like that, give a significant advantage with all that additional stuff she drops down, with the critical chance down and the things like that are doubled against non-Jedi. And so if you're in the top 200, top 100, you got Emperor Palpatine, you got like a 3-star Nihilus and Scion, and your Thrawn, toss her in at 3 stars, get her geared up, and you will see a significant difference in Arena. Looking forward to doing more videos on my personal account for you guys. So if you liked the video, make sure you share this with all of your guildmates, let them know what's going on. If you got a lot of free-to-play friends, let them know these teams are totally viable. Even without Traya, you're going to have a whole lot more success in Arena. And as always, keep your gaming on. Warrior, out.